Once upon a time, in a quiet corner of the French countryside, there was a farm. And on that farm, a hard-working McCormick F240 tractor. It played a vital role in daily life, but as the years passed and records were lost, the tractor was slowly forgotten, buried under brambles and time itself. Yet our neighbors still knew of it, a hidden relic of the farm's past. Little did we know it had been sitting under a walnut tree just 100 meters from the farmhouse, waiting to be rediscovered. One day, as Philippe was working outside, he caught a sight of something man-made between the trees. That's when it hit him. This must be the old tractor everyone had talked about. This discovery set everything in motion, from pulling it out of hiding to finding a way to bring it back to life. But after nearly 2 decades of exposure to the elements, it was in a rough shape. No front wheels, stuck brakes, and an engine partly frozen in place. Despite its condition, we knew we had to restore it and bring a part of the farm's history back to life. However, restoring an old tractor isn't cheap, and that wasn't something we had planned for financially. That's when we decided to set up a GoFundMe page, hoping to raise enough to at least begin the work. The response was overwhelming. Thanks to all of you, what once seemed like an impossible project became a reality. We started calling it the field tractor for easy reference. So to bring the field tractor back to life, we started searching for a donor tractor for parts. That's when we found another McCormick F240, which we'll call the runner tractor because unlike the first one, this engine still ran. As it turned out, the runner tractor was in much better condition, but it still needed serious repairs. With the incredible support from our viewers and community, we set out on a 2-part mission. First, repair the runner tractor, then use what we learned to restore the field tractor. The runner tractor became our focus. While the engine was functional, it had a massive oil leak, and its double clutch system, a key feature that powers both the tractor and the additional attachments, was completely worn out. Enter Claude, our dear neighbor and skilled mechanic. Together, he and Philippe decided to rebuild the clutch, combining the best parts from both tractors. As work continued on the runner tractor, the field tractor was brought back up to our property, patiently waiting for its turn to be restored. Which brings us to today. The next big step, degreasing each part of the disassembled clutch and putting it all back together. Down in the workshop, you'll find 2 mechanics at work. Claude doing maintenance on his car while Philippe carefully cleans and prepares the clutch parts. Both pause their own work now and then to help each other. A small but constant reminder of the teamwork that's made this restoration possible. The story of these 2 tractors is just the beginning, and with each step we're closer to seeing them fully restored and running again.
Voilà. Et c'est ça qui ouvre, comme ça.
Oui, tout à fait. Le pilotage est terminé à la prison d'Arles dans les Bouches-du-Rhône. Le détenu de 37 ans, il y retenait jusqu'à 1 personne, s'est rendu, il n'y a pas de blessés.
Voilà.
Vers 11h ce matin, cet homme condamné...
Mon premier embrayage.
Les pays de Savoie et l'hiver au mois de janvier. Des éditions janvier plongées dans les coulisses de la grande édité DVF en VIP avec France Bleu. Assistez au départ de la course aux premières loges et profitez de la montée en téléphone pour assister à l'arrivée des
Alright, so a little explanation. What you have seen me doing is I cleaned up all the old parts were very greasy because we had an oil leak inside the clutch or the bell housing. So I cleaned up everything, even the little parts with gasoline. just to get all the grease off. I have new clutch discs. Well, not new. They're the old ones that I sent off to Paris, and they made the new, how do I call it, the material on the clutch. So I have two new ones. One is for driving and the other one is for the PTO. So that should be fine. So what I'm gonna do now is try to assemble everything. I have two of those, so I have an example on how to do it to a certain part, and I do need some other parts. Also now I'm just gonna put it all together, or try to put it all together. I took some old, they're not old, but photos how it all comes together. Because as you can see, there's two different springs, two different colors. Now these long bolts, I need to have some extra because the other ones are gone, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's one broken, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, yes, and one broken. Okay, so I'm trying to get these ones, or at least 1 or 2 out, so I have some spare parts. But I think this sleeve is rusted onto the bolt. This is the most rusted one. I don't know what this will do, because there is some tension behind it. I don't know if these springs will go like poink and destroy me. Well, there was some tension behind it. So what is happening is these are stuck in these bushes. So I think I'll have to soak it in something, because I can't get it loose out of this either, and I don't want to damage them because I need some of them. Okay, let's let this soak because it's very rusty. I'm gonna look for a product to maybe put this whole assembly in, because I need these 3 fingers because they are not worn, and I want to put them on this one. We're essentially making one good clutch out of 2. This one cleaned up very nicely. You can see the difference. There's no rust. This one was actually protected by the fact it has always been running until not that long ago, and there was a lot of oil on it, so it has protected most parts. This one has never been opened. You can just see it. So it's good to have this one as an example, and some spare parts like these fingers. But I'm gonna clean it up fully so I have parts, and I need a second clutch actually if I want to get my old tractor running, the one that I found. So old tractors is about buying a lot of stuff just to have many spare parts. But I think once it's up and running, it's gonna serve me very well. And I'm learning. It's not like I've ever opened up a clutch, and especially not a old double clutch style thing like this. And I'm happy with the shop, by the way. It's a shop in Paris. I'll link the website in the description, because they actually did it for a very good price. I think it was 444 to do the clutch, the 2 clutch discs, to renew them. And it was done very good because they even painted it. So they cleaned all the metal of the disc that I sent, painted it, and then put a new liner on it. So very good. Mais j'ai regardé parce qu'ils pensent pour rénover tous les tuiles, parce
Oui.
qu'ils sont pas bons, mais j'ai regardé à le prix
Oui.
pour faire tout le grange.
Oui. Bon, Rousseau? Oui, oui. Voilà, bien là. 15 000?
Après, hein, oui, hein, je regarde maintenant si ça...
Ça veut dire combien?
Oui, oui. On laisse un petit peu.
C'est bon?
C'est le W40, mais super dégrippant. Oh, ça c'est des autres choses. Regarde, c'est comme nouveau. Regarde. Voilà.
Emboîter toutes les pièces du puzzle ensemble, entre l'éclairage, les besoins du client et les...
Il n'y a plus rien dans ton bac.
Oui, il y a beaucoup de vis. Hein.
Il y a des vis.
Oui, oui, j'ai mis tout dans le bac. Hein. Ok, j'essaye d'ouvrir. Hop, voilà. Oui, oui, il est là, il est là. Voilà, parfait, parfait, Claude, merci. Hop. Ah,
Faut m'écouter, tu sais bien qu'il faut m'écouter.
j'écoute beaucoup, hein, Claude.
Eh oui, mais
Tu peux pas dire que je n'écoute pas. Hein.
t'es plus des fois. J'ai dit qu'il fallait pas bouger, t'as vu? Tout
Oui,
seul.
hein.
Voilà.
Parce que tu as ça ici,
Oui, mais alors,
qui est connecté sur
oui, il faut les
le...
enlever de là. Là.
Ah, il y a de place.
Tu vois, tu vois pas moi, mais faut pas me le faire. Hein. Tu vois,
Je sais pas que c'est possible pour moi taper.
non? Tape un peu. On va essayer, on va bien voir. Non,
On va essayer.
on va essayer, mais
On n'a pas beaucoup de choix. Hein. Avec les deux comme ça. Voilà. Chez moi, il a bougé. Oui. Là. Il est en train.
allez,
Oui,
viens.
Oui, j'ai mis. Oh, voilà. Ok. Allez. Laisse-le. Ok. Voilà. Il y a beaucoup qui restent. Hein.
Tout neuf.
Oui, oui, il n'est pas usé. Hein. Je nettoie un petit peu après dans le produit. Voilà, et ça,
Dedans.
dedans. Au revoir, monsieur. Ok.
Voilà.
Hop, je mets ici.
Et remets-le dedans.
Pardon.
Oui, ou alors donc.
On met dans le bac. Je regarde le plus beau.
T'en as bien d'autres que ça.
Oui, on a beaucoup maintenant. Hein. So these are worn, if you compare them to the other ones, and actually quite a lot. And these are actually like brand new, so we're very lucky to have these. Voilà. 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 On the disc, very good. I'm gonna take a picture because I think the red ones are just a little bit higher. It's because with the de-rusting on the other one the color might be gone. So if I want to do the other one, it's not bad that the color is gone. But if I know where the longest one go, and I think that's it. See, it has one coil less. It's fun to see it working. Alright, so this is the piece. One thing I gotta say, the product I used to de-rust this, Evapo-Rust it's called, amazing, amazing. Just look at this, it's completely rust. The only thing you can't solve, of course, is the pitting. That's just the rust that has gone a bit too far, but it's quite okay on this thick piece of metal. Evapo-Rust, I really recommend it. It's not a very acidic product. You just put it into a bath, leave it in there for 2 days, 3 days, clean it off. Look at this, perfect. I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is the basic ID. You press it and it declutches. You can change gear. This is the old one that's been de-rusted. I'm gonna clean it up assemble it, not for final, but just whenever I need it, I at least know a little bit how it was put together. Alright, so this one is from the old tractor, the one I found in our field. It's been put back together with the assortment of parts. The discs itself I'm going to send to Paris, so I have a second set ready. This one contains the new discs, and we need to put it in the press to press it together so I can get it all together, and hopefully it works. You see how much work goes into this. It's not only about starting the tractor, which we did. We can make it run, but you need to be able to drive it as well. So, and when parts are almost not available, it all takes time. You need to find a shop who can do certain stuff. You need to have 2 clutches, preferably, because I needed to interchange between them parts and everything. So it's not that easy. Someone had their hands on this one before me. So that's why I needed parts of the original one, because stuff was missing or misaligned. And these are the discs. So in that one are new ones, that one doesn't have discs. So it's actually quite sad, because these discs have a lot of life left, but you can't use them because yeah, they've been rusted out and grease and everything. So we need to have them re-garnished, and then they'll be fine. The shop even paints them, so it's very nice. This is the product that it has been sitting into de-rust, which is amazing, and even though it looks dirty, you can keep on reusing it until you notice it's not working anymore. So I'm gonna let it sit a little bit, let all the dirt settle to the bottom, and then pour it back into the container. And this is actually the product. I'm not sponsored by them, it's just if someone wants to do stuff like this, it's called Evapo-Rust. You can get it in smaller if you need, if you have only small parts to do, but I had to get a 20-liter one because I had to put a full clutch in. Biodegradable, which is also very nice, so it's safe to use. It's not that acidic and it does the job perfectly. So I can only advise this.
tu vois.
Oui, oui.
Et mal refait.
Ça, je suis sûr. Ils ont dit, voilà, oh c'est pas beaucoup, on doit le faire, on est presque là.
Alors ici,
D'accord, oui, ça.
Vas-y.
Oui. So, little explanation of what we have done. It's almost finished. We just need to do the adjustments to the correct length here and the fingers that are in here. So we basically just put it in the press, as you saw, pressed it down together and put the bolts underneath here. It still needs to be compressed a little bit more, and then we just get the right measurement. First this one, measurement from the flywheel, I think, or it's a starter wheel, I don't know what's it called, but anyways, underneath here to top here. And after that's done, we have to do these three, and these are for the fingers. They need to be a certain length from the top of the finger until the top of this as well. And then this clutch should be renewed. And then I still have the second one where I almost have all the parts, but I think I will need to buy a third clutch to have even more spare parts, because the top ring, this one, has been worn out, and on that one also it's a little bit rusty on the face plates which are touching the clutch plates itself, but I think you can grind those flat again on a grinding stone. So
C'est ça. Ah merde.
non, il lâche les disques en eau. Oui, ça c'est...
Tu tournes.
Oui, oui. Oui.
On met la plaque et on met l'autre clé, plaque et on bloque.
Ok.
Il faut pas tenir dessous, parce qu'on est réglé.
Oui, oui, je comprends.
Alors viens avec moi ton qui voit clair, on va
Ok.
aller pour ça. Voilà. Tac. Allez, mais ça paraît, ça marche.
Oui, mais ça...